Bro, there's no way I made this much. Developing on Roblox is one of the best ways to make Robux, and I just so happen to be a Roblox developer, so over the span of 30 days, my friend and I are going to be battling it out to see who can make the most Robux. My goal is to make 100,000 Robux in only 30 days. Is it possible? I don't know, I guess we're going to find out. Before we get started though, here are a couple of rules. Rule number 1, you must start on brand new accounts. Rule number 2, all Robux spent throughout this series must have been earned from this new account. That means I can't use Robux from my main account during this challenge. Rule number 3, I cannot tell anybody that I'm a YouTuber or recording a video or anything like that. This has to be completely fair and completely from scratch. A blank account, a clean slate. And now that the rules are established, let's get into day 1. On day 1, I hopped into Hidden Devs on a brand new Discord account to look for jobs. At this point, I didn't really care how much they were paying, I just needed to get hired ASAP to start making some Robux. I actually found quite a few posts looking for scripters, and I reached out to several of them asking if they needed help, and finally I got a response back from someone. The task at hand was to make a morph system, something that would smoothly morph the player into whatever custom morph was needed for the time. So I would have to make this easily customizable, and it would have to include some various features such as changing the walk speed and animation. So, knowing my task, I hopped right to work, headed into Roblox Studio, and started on the morph system. This actually didn't take too much time, I was actually able to complete it all in day 1. The system I made included a button system, where you could step on a button and that would change your character into a specific morph. After 6 years of scripting, I was actually able to get this done really quickly, so that was great. The only other thing I needed was to add a custom walk animation and a custom walk speed for each individual morph, because that was one of the things that was required for the job. So I added those to the script, but to prove that I actually made them, I needed to add my own animations to show that it was actually working. And let's just say I am the best animator of all time. I mean, look at this walking animation. Okay, so send that over, and perfect. We had our first job completed. Time for payment. Oh my gosh. They gave me 4,500 Robux for this job, dude. Okay, so after day 1, I was already off to a great start. I already had 4,500 Robux pending, which was fantastic. Now, on to day 2. Day 2, I actually got a DM from the same person that asked for the morph system, asking if I could work for them again. And, of course, I accepted because I needed some more Robux. The job at hand was to make a tool template, which basically just meant that I was going to have to make a little tool that could be dragged in and would automatically weld everything together. It was a fairly simple job. All I had to do was script it so that it would find the front direction of the tool, and then it would weld everything together, make the tool invisible and transparent, and then it would also turn Can Collide off. Okay, I got all that done, and as you can see now, you can just drag models or parts into this tool template, and it'll automatically weld everything together and play an animation whenever the tool is clicked while equipped. That was already 2 jobs done. Let's go ahead and see what payment was like for this one. Okay, that's not bad at all. I was able to get 2,800 Robux for this job, which meant I was already up to over 7,000 Robux in only 2 days. This was already going so much better than planned, and I'm super excited. Let's get on to day 3. Okay, so day 3 had rolled around, and I saw a post. Somebody was looking for a scripter to fix bugs in their games for a whopping 20,000 Robux. I was not about to miss that opportunity, so I DM'd this guy asking what he needed to be done. He basically said he was making a donation game and had a ton of bugs to fix, and I thought, hey, this is a great opportunity to make another 20,000 Robux. So he added me on Roblox, and then he added me to Team Create. And yeah, this is what I saw when I opened up the game. No, dude, are you kidding me? So his game basically consisted of all of Please Donate's assets, and I knew that he didn't own these, which meant all of these assets were stolen, and I was not going to work on a stolen game for the life of me, not even for 20,000 Robux. So I basically told him that. I said, hey, if you can get permission from the game owner, then I'm happy to work on this with you, but otherwise, I'm not going to work on it. End of story. I looked around the rest of the day for other jobs, but nobody would respond to me, which kind of makes sense, because nobody responds to me in real life either. Anyway, I didn't have any new responses after day 3, which meant that was the end of day 3, with 0 Robux made that day. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I totally should have used custom use to make some Robux over the week. That's right, if you want to make Robux for yourself, then custom use is a perfect way to go. They offer great solutions for making clothing on Roblox, and they make it super easy as well. On custom use, you can remix outfits, which basically means that you don't have to do much work at all, and you can get clothing up on the Roblox website and start making Robux right away. There's also an AI outfit generator that will literally generate you Roblox clothing with some text prompt. All you have to do is go to customuse.com and you can log in and start creating clothing. For example, I found this really cool hoodie on the website that I was able to remix and make my own version of. I was able to change everything by clicking the little tabs on the left side, including colors and text and uploads of my own images. Then I just clicked save and I uploaded it to Roblox. Easy as that. So what are you waiting for? Go to customuse.com if you want to start making Robux today. Now back to the video. After day 3, my friend and I decided to take a little break. We wanted to have a little rest from all of our work, but also an opportunity to get some roles in the hidden dev server. That way people would actually know to hire us. So this didn't count in our week challenge because we weren't making any Robux. Okay, so it's officially the break time, and I should probably work on my portfolio. Wait, what's this game? Yo! Bro, this is sick. So the break is over, and I haven't worked on my portfolio at all. Shoot. Alright, well, the challenge wasn't gonna wait for me. I guess I just won't have a portfolio during the rest of the days. Yay. So day 4 rolled around and I actually got another DM from the person that I had worked for previously. They were asking if I could make another system for them, and I thought this was a great opportunity to increase my earnings. What I had to do this time was make a lighting system, kind of like those things you see on stage, how they have spotlights and point lights and gobos and all those. It was for a concert that this person was making, so I decided to give it a shot. They sent me over a model that had everything I needed. It included a little button pad for changing the lights and the colors of everything, and it also included beams and spotlights and all that. I ended up making a module script with a few different functions, and these are what the functions were. One was blackout, so that would just turn off all the beams and all the lights. This was a super easy function to script, I just tweened the brightness. After that, I did a color change function. This would turn on the lights as well as change the color. This one was a little bit trickier to script because I had to work with beams, and beams don't use regular colors, they use color sequences. So for that, I had to try and figure out a way to tween the color sequences. For that, I just decided to go ahead and tween a regular color 3 value, and then update the color sequence to be equal to that color 3 value. Now I know that's a lot of programmer jargon that I just threw at you, but basically all that means is that I was able to make the colors change really smoothly. After that, I added one more function, and that was just to turn off a specific light. So maybe you wanted to turn on the spotlight and turn off the gobos. That was now a possibility. And there we go, we had our entire system finished. Super awesome. I sent a video over to the client and everything seemed to be looking great. I went ahead and sent the file over and received payment. Let's check out how much I got for this job. No way. I was able to get another 5,000 Robux. Yeah, for this job I was able to get 5,000 Robux, which was super generous. And that basically meant that I was up to 12,000 Robux with only 4 days. The challenge was going great, but I was not prepared for what was about to happen. Day 5 rolled around and I actually had a response from the person who had the please donate game. They actually got permission from Hasm. So I had to decide what to do. The thing is, the guy that was making this game seemed a little fishy the whole time. He kept raising prices, and at one point I think he lied to me. I ended up not accepting the job, which I'm super grateful for now because a couple days later I found his names in the scam logs. He actually found somebody else to do the job for him and completely scammed this guy. I'm super sorry to hear that this guy got scammed, but I'm also super grateful that I didn't accept the job and work for a scammer. But that left a problem. I didn't have a job for day 5. I ended up looking around everywhere throughout day 5 for a job and just could not find anything. During the night of day 6, I actually got a response from somebody. This person needed me to script a new dialogue system for a total of 8,000 Robux, which was a perfect opportunity for me. And I also got another DM from the first person I worked with, who needed a new system. They needed me to script a new module that would kick all the players and teleport them to a new place, and they also needed me to re-script a quest system. I accepted both of these jobs and did my best to complete it on time. Day 7 rolled around and I had to get to work on these 2 jobs. I started first with the 8,000 Robux job, because that one had a timeline and the other one didn't. For that job, I needed to add some tweens to the UI, I needed to make a little coin collecting system, kind of like Pet Simulator X, and I also needed to add some voice acting systems and other things like that, so there was a lot to do. I got to work and quickly was able to implement most of the features they asked for. One of the things was to make the camera face the NPC that the dialogue system was talking to, and I quickly did that using C-frame and look vector. After that, I added the coins, which would blow up like in Pet Simulator X, and you could go walk over to collect them. I also made it so that players were unable to move or see other UI if they were talking to the NPC, and that was just about everything I needed to do. I sent a message over to the guy saying, "Hey, I completed most of what you asked me to do, can you send me the other information that I need?" But I was not prepared for what was about to happen. I think this guy's scamming me. He's asking if I can do PayPal, and I told him I can't right now. And then when I said that I needed the Robux, he said he didn't have it anymore. Turned out that this guy actually ended up spending all the 8,000 Robux and just assuming that I could do PayPal, which was honestly kind of a scam. I told him that's not something you can do, you can't just change payment later on, and I decided to not work with him in the future. I also didn't give him the files because he didn't pay for it. But that also meant that it was the end of day 7 and I didn't make any Robux. I did get to work on the quest system and it all looked really good, but I simply ran out of time, and the week was over. So let's see how much Robux I was able to make in 1 week. Bro, there's no way I made this much. I made 12,000 Robux over this past week. 12,350 to be exact. That's actually not too bad. I have a long ways to go if I'm going to reach 100,000, but it's a great start. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so that you're notified when week 2 comes out. Other than that, if you liked this video, I think you're really going to like this one that's on the screen right now. Oh, and thanks to Snorlax and Samuel Ramsey for supporting me on Patreon. Really appreciate you guys. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in week 2.